up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Kamonohashi Deranged Detective chapters 122 through 125. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel, and in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, and we ain't sponsored by Shueisha, and we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus. And considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little detective kitty who's off solving another mystery, and this operation literally alive and kicking, so we could keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below. So, first off, of course, I have to mention that the Suicide Squad Isekai trailer came out the other day, and oh my god, Amano, your character designs look amazing. Especially, well, obviously Harley looks great, but my co-host for the Tokyo Happy Hour podcast I do for Bounding, they love King Shark the most. They want a plushie out of King Shark. They do. They think he's adorable. But I can't wait to see what's going to be done with them. I really can't wait. But anyways. Hi, Kitty. Ready to help solve the mystery? Yeah! Alright, so we got a not-so-sweet murder mystery on our hands because the owner of Kamakura Sweets was murdered. So let's get to this chapter, see what's in store for us today. So we're starting off with chapter 122, which is titled The Case of the Kamakura Tea House Murder, Part 2. A sea of blood shatters their peace. Ooh, and it's brutal. Oh god, it is very, very brutal. Master, no! And I know it's only the physical releases are only available in Japan, but something I have been seeing, which really makes me happy, are more people wanting physical releases of Kamonohashi Deranged Detective. I don't think you want them from Viz though, because Viz is horrible with their physical releases. You would want a different publisher, not Viz. You want Young Press with it. Young Press is doing a decent job with Oshidoko, from what I've heard. He's bleeding. We need to stop the blood. Don't touch him. This is our job, huh? We're police officers. Please leave this to us. You are? Then please hurry and help. He's dead. No! This is a murder. I'll contact the local police. What happened here? I'm with the police. There's been a crime here, so please don't come in. Hey, you've had a rough time, huh, shopkeeper? I'm talking about body. Hey, Ron. Judging by the disarray in here, you and the culprit must have struggled. Was this mark on your head made when you were struck with a blunt object? Did this happen during the struggle? And then maybe he was stabbed and killed after he lost consciousness? The body is warm and there's no rigor mortis yet, so he hasn't been dead long. His hand is sticky. Oh, what's that in your mouth? Leave it to me, Kamasemi. It's Japanese candy! Dude, that Japanese candy looks beautiful. Ooh, I wonder what Amano used for this, technique-wise. Do I think it is AI or hand-drawn over AI? I'm not sure. But, ooh. There's a lot of beautiful line work and shading here. Damn. It's incredible. I'm gonna say this, though. It is incredible with what mangaka can do with technology nowadays, though, with their art. It's just so beautiful. Oh my god. Oh. There are lots of baffling points. Was this a robbery or murder based on a personal grudge? Dude, if it is based on a personal grudge, I would not be surprised, especially after what we saw last chapter. And why such an audacious crime in the middle of the day when customers were present? Yeah, and there's the mystery of this piece of candy placed inside his mouth. Who's there? Don't move. I won't run away. Hojo-san! Yeah, I knew it! What are you doing? Nothing. Nothing! Ah, the police are here. Thanks for your help. It's an honor to meet the famous Officer Ishiki and Hawkeye Kawasemi. I wish we could have met under less tragic circumstances. Excuse us, we got a call from the station and they asked us to help with the investigation and try to learn something. We appreciate it. Why don't we start by questioning those who were present at the crime scene? You are? Oh, don't mind him. He's Officer Ishiki's assistant. I would never murder somebody. I'm the proprietor of a respected sweet shop. Then why were you hiding? I was looking for proof that this shop's owner was ripping off my shop's sweets. I was trying to be discreet. Yeah, but you were trespassing. Well, you cops are so unreliable that I had to search for proof myself. Did you notice anything at the time? The commotion started right after I got here, so I don't know anything. You're sure you just got here? What'd you say? I was looking for a cafe with sweets and found this place, so I stopped in. So this is foreign company employee K. Moore. Wait a minute. Not to be confused with K. Jewelers or Kelly Moore Paint either. Oh, God. Then why did you make such an unspecific order for Japanese sweets? You were so particular about ordering tea. It's the same as ordering omakase at a sushi restaurant. Why didn't we see you at the time of the murder? I was in the bathroom. I was taking my time coming back and admiring the scenery when I realized something was amiss. When I saw the blood on the sliding screen, I knew something was wrong. He's not saying anything strange, but this man just seems kinda... You seem surprisingly calm for someone who was present at a murder scene. You think so? It's almost as if you're used to murders. This is like some John Wick shit, let's be real. That's an odd thing to say. Aren't you just imagining things? No, he actually does look surprisingly calm, considering he saw, like, blood on a sliding screen door. I would be kind of freaked out, I'm not gonna lie, but every person is different. Sometime afternoon, the master said he'd be shutting himself in his room to judge new products today. And this is Shuon Sweet's employee, Wataru Akizuki. Whenever he puts out a new item, he makes several test versions, and then he chooses the best ones from among them. You don't join him for that, Akizuki-san? Right, he always said he wanted to be alone to concentrate on tasting. Is that why there was candy in his mouth? But there was no need for him to put the whole thing in his mouth if he was just tasting it. Good point. It's definitely unnatural. Could it be that the culprit stuffed the candy in his mouth to keep him from crying out? Yeah, I could see that. That's horrible. How horrible. With the info we collected in mind, let's go check out the crime scene again. I'll try to gather more info in my own way from that businessman and Hojo-san and see if anything is suspicious. Now that we know he was sampling food, it makes sense why there's all this candy scattered around. The position of the blood spray is odd, though. Huh? You noticed too, Kawasami-kun? Now that you mention it, the center of the blood spray and the owner's wounds don't line up. Why's that? And this room seems different than when we first saw it. Huh? I feel the same. Oh! There's some broken yokon in the dresser drawers. What? The uppermost and lowermost drawers are open. Yeah, did they get thrown in there when he was struggling with the killer? This is firmer than the yokon I ate earlier. There are too many mysteries! Why doesn't the blood spray line up? Why is there broken yokon in the dresser? And why was there candy in the victim's mouth? This murder scene is just too weird. Thanks for your work. I checked out the information from the bystanders, and there was nothing unusual about the businessman. But Hojo-san made a post on social media showing comparisons of her shops and this place's sweets, saying she was ripped off. It doesn't sound like people really agree with her, though. Dude, show me Chikori-kun. It sounds like she hated the shop's owner enough that she considered it her life's work. Dude, I don't blame social media! Rip-off proof, Hojo, the original for the dew flower, and then Kamakuya with the hydrangea. I don't blame social media for this! The original drop, and then the Lucky Gross, then the original stream, and then the origami. I don't blame social media for this. They're nothing alike, though. Oh, I love it! You got the swish from Ron, and then there's the bird epiphany for Kawasemi. I You saw it, huh, Kamosemi-kun? Yeah, Kamosemi. The culprit was self-evident from the start. These Japanese sweets are brilliant to the eye, but the attainment of ambition is achievement in the mouth. Is achieved in the mouth. They solved it? Alright, let's see. Let's see what it is. Alright, so 123 is titled The Case of the Kamakura Tea House Murder Part 3. The marvelous police officer and detectives reveal the case's truth. I swear to God, I have to keep pointing this out when I cover Viz chapters or Viz localizations. We are so spoiled by Manga Plus exclusives because they actually have the opening and closing texts, and it doesn't feel awkward. It just feels right. Seriously, Shueisha, for the love of God, can we have this for every title on the Manga Plus library, please? That would be really nice. I would really appreciate it, and I think everyone else would too, and they would maybe buy memberships if you did this. Yeah. Oh God, I swear we are so spoiled by Manga Plus exclusives when it comes to localizations. Anyway, they're starting. Yeah, the Metro Police's officer Shiki and Nagoya's Hawkeye Kawasemi are doing a joint deduction. This is a rare opportunity. Woo! The wifey is like, yeah, I get to see my husband work. Now then, I'd like to solve the mystery of the murder in this sweet shop. Here we have the shop's employee, Akizuki-san, Mori-san, a businessman who was in the shop at the time of the murder, and Hojo-san, who operates her own Japanese sweet shop. Why did you call us here? Because one of you is the culprit. I'm a suspect too? Don't be absurd. I love how Mori's just like, he's just like, he's whatever. If you're innocent, there's no problem. Just go along with this. The case featured several baffling aspects related to Japanese sweets. There were various Japanese sweets scattered around the victim's corpse, and there was some broken ryokan in a nearby dresser drawer. On top of his back was a confectionery knife used for making Japanese sweets, and the biggest mystery was the single round piece of candy stuffed into the owner's mouth. I'll explain this one. I'll explain this one last. The other strange thing was that the blood splattered on the sliding screen didn't line up with the angle of the wound. But all these mysteries are connected to just one trick. A trick? Yes, when we saw the blood splatter onto the sliding screen, the culprit was no longer in the room. Huh? What do you mean? The murderer killed the owner in advance and then set things up so the murder scene would be discovered after a time lag. But how did they get the blood to splatter on the sliding screen? The hint was the ryokan in the dresser drawer. That ryokan had been frozen before it was broken. Frozen? Yeah, ryokan turns white when it's chilled. I ran a sweet shop myself, so I know this from experience. Ron, you bastard. But how's that connected to the blood spray? The murderer cut the owner with the knife ahead of time, then collected his blood, and then he placed the frozen ryokan on the top drawers and suspended a bag filled with blood from it. Finally, he set a tray on the lowest drawer and then left. Eventually, as time passed, the ryokan grew soft and could no longer withstand the bag's weight, so it broke in two. The blood-filled bags struck the tray on the lower drawers and splattered it onto the sliding screen. Eek! What a horrible trick! The murderer's next task was obvious. They needed to establish an alibi to complete their trick. Or to put it another way, the person with an alibi is our culprit. When the blood struck the sliding screen, Hojo-san was acting on her own, so she doesn't have an alibi. And Mori-san was in the bathroom. The moment they said that the ryokan was frozen, I knew it was this. The only one we saw at the crime scene who has an alibi is you, Akizuki-san. Huh? The reason you stopped us as we were passing the shop was because a group had just canceled and you lost your witnesses to construct an alibi, right? Now that you mention it, what are you saying? Do you have any proof? Dude, they said you froze the murder weapon! Allow me to explain. Between our first look at the murder scene and our inspection later, something had changed. I'm very sensitive to such changes. Of course he is. Something? The blood-filled bag, which was indispensable to this trick, was a drawstring purse. Oh No! After you exclaimed that we had to stop the bleeding and approached the owner, the purse was gone. If we thoroughly search you and your possessions, I'm certain we'll discover it somewhere. It can't be. You fucking idiot! I thought I'd set things up so perfectly. Ah, damn it. Dude! Use frozen candy! You set it up the night before! You were stupid for doing that! The moment they said that, I was like, yeah, it has to be him. He's definitely the culprit. What a remarkable deduction. They wouldn't have found me out if I pull off the trick. No! Hold on, let's go back for a second here. Hold on. They said you used where was it? The hint was the Yokon in the dresser drawer. That Yokon had been frozen before it was broken. You fucking idiot! You put frozen Yokon in the dresser drawer! If you wouldn't have done that, you might have gotten away with it! You idiot! You're so stupid for that! Nope, the culprit was obvious from the start, huh? There was a lot of saliva on that piece of candy. Therefore, it's conceivable that it entered his mouth while he was still alive. But if it was forced in, it doesn't make sense to go that far with the prototype. In other words, the victim put it there himself. That was the owner's dying message. The name of the candy in his mouth was Hydrangea, and in Kamakura, there's a temple nicknamed the Hydrangea Temple. Could it be? Ooh! The temple with the same characters as your name, Megetsuen. So Megetsu can also be read as Akizuki. Oh, Akizuki! Dude, you were fucked from the start! Dude, you were fucked from the start! The name of the candy screwed you over too! Because remember they were looking at the names of, they were looking at the differences between the candies on social media. Dude, you got screwed over from the start. You gotta thank the pissed off owner for posting the differences, or trying to out the other owner. Dude, you got fucked. But if it wasn't, even if they didn't have the name of the candy, like, you outed yourself using frozen Yokon. You're fucking stupid. You're so stupid for that. No way. Plus, when we first discovered the owner's body, rigor mortis hadn't set it in the body was still warm. And God, this happens from time to time with these translations where there are typos or spelling mistakes. But I will take spelling mistakes over like a straight up botched localization where there's like mansplaining or something like that. I will. Because that's easy to fix. Where rigor mortis hadn't set in. And the body was still warm. In other words, after he left his dying message and passed out, he was still alive for quite a while. You ignored a life that could have been saved and ran off to camouflage yourself. Dude, what a piece of shit! That old bastard did me dirty right to the end. Why would you do this? I got as good at making sweets as the owner, so I asked if I could open a second branch, but he said I wasn't ready yet. Because you weren't ready yet! So I finally snapped. On top of it being a selfish crime, you committed errors trying to protect yourself. See, you couldn't even commit a murder right! How... You'll get no leniency for extenuating circumstances. Fucking idiot! You couldn't even commit... How would you have been ready to even run a second branch and, like, bake your own sweets when you couldn't even commit a murder right? What a dumbass. We'll leave the rest to you. Yes, sir. So much for your Kamakura sightseeing, Kawasami-san. I'm just glad I was able to help. Come visit me in Nagoya sometime. Will do. Thanks for your help too, Chikori-chan. I should be thanking you. It was amazing to see you two in action. See you. Now then, what's the thing you need to take care of? The pressure sweets I forgot to eat. You're going for a 7th meal? And a nostalgic reunion while we're at it, huh? Partway through, I wondered if that was you. Your secret's out. It took you long enough to notice. You're as dim-witted as always, Ron-senpai. World Detective Alliance employee K4! Yes! The businessman called Ron-senpai and dim-witted? What? Ron is Jr.? Oh my god! Okay, so let's get to 124. So, the mysterious man's true intent. In this chapter is titled The Case of the Kamakura Tea House Murder Part 4. Dude, I am so glad I'm doing a multi-chapter for this, because as good as this murder, well, the murder mystery was kind of dumb, because it's like, dude, what a fucking moron. But we're getting good shit up in here. Let's go! You're as dim-witted as always, Ron Senpai, and damn, he's fine, I'm not gonna lie. I should have mentioned that earlier. The businessman called Ron Senpai and dim-witted? Let me introduce you, Toto. This guy is That's Kiku's son? So, remember back at 121, Kiku was talking about his son? This is Kiku's son? Are you serious? This guy is Kiku's son, and I know him as Kikuma. Kiku, you mean Kiku-san from the Metro Police? What? Yes, my full name is Kei Moore Kikuma. Huh? He looks nothing like Kiku-san. Is there a problem? No, pardon me. By the way, Ron Senpai, I'm surprised you recognized me. I'm certain you never saw my face, even once when we were students at Blue. How was your voice? Your impudent tone and pronunciation are the same as back then. You're much more handsome than I expected. I'm scared to ask what you imagine. Wait a minute. What do you mean you didn't see her face? He was hiding it. When we were students, Kay wore a mask like a wrestler. Talk about eccentric. It was youthful indiscretion. Back then, I didn't want to expose my face to anyone. Huh? Were you just frustrated about being Kiku's son? Kiku got worried and talked to me about it. During that case, why didn't you speak up about knowing Ron? I didn't feel it was necessary to say anything. Huh? It's not as if I'm happy about seeing my senpai. There was no need to exploit our acquaintance and ask for your help. If it's not as if I'm happy about seeing my senpai, why do you say that part twice? It sounds like you're saying that in quotes. He's always looked down on me. Well, I suppose that's true. You're absurd after all. You're educated by the illustrious Holmes detective family, so of course you'd be skilled at making deductions. You're only doing something on the level of a cat catching a mouse, but you take such pride in solving mysteries. What kind of cat prides itself on catching mice? That's some reasoning. What's so wrong with taking pride in one's forte? Like, seriously. By the way, Kay, I heard from Kiku that you were in India. What are you doing in Japan? I was transferred. I became the chief of the Japanese branch 2 days ago. Oh, that's right. You work for a foreign company. The truth is, Toto, that Kay works for the World Detective Alliance. What? You're for the Detective Alliance? Yeah, we saw that at the end of the last chapter. This is the first we've seen each other since he got hired. That's because I was avoiding you, Ron Senpai. You were suspected of being a mass murderer after all. But now that I'm in charge of Japan, I'm in tasked with handling you. Oh, oh yeah? I came here to inform you of the Alliance's decision in this matter. The practical exam for the reinstatement of your detective license has been indefinitely postponed. I'm telling you, that bitch she is infiltrated. The M family is still up in there. They are. Alice is she still got her clutches up in the Detective Alliance. She does. So only Ron can ever get a detective license? What do you mean? It was decided in a meeting of the higher-ups. I relayed the message and made a recording. Wait, explain this. Regulations forbid me from answering you. Kay, you fool. What I'm going to say is merely the common view. If your delusional view that the serial detective disappearances are the work of Alice Moriarty is true, then anyone with Moriarty blood would come under suspicion of involvement in this case. That includes you, of course. No way, you think Ron is connected to the detective disappearances? What are you talking about? Ron was the one who stopped Alice during the Blue incident. Like, I'm telling you, Alice has got some influence up in there. This is part of her game. The Detective Alliance has heard that report, but the prestige of the Alliance is riding on the resolution of the disappearances. It's only natural that they would rely on people they fully trust. How would you rely on people you fully trust if the Moriarty family is still, like, infiltrated into the Detective Alliance? Like, are you stupid? And that group of trustworthy people formed the special anti-Alice team. Correct, that group of hand-picked members will capture Dude, watch! Part of that that group of hand-picked members, probably one of them is a mole. I'm calling that. But please take a higher level view of this. There are plenty of other cats who can catch the large mouse that is Alice. Dude, the large mouse... Well, let me word it this way. Jerry has outsmarted the large cat named Tom many a times. So, yeah. Don't underestimate the mouse. Please just resume your carefree lifestyle, senpai. Did you come to Japan just to tell me this? Of course not. I'm the branch chief in charge of all detectives in Japan. Unlike you, senpai, I'm not satisfied with solving a single puzzle. I'm busy, so I'll be on my way. Have you seen Kiku? No. Oh, good grief, your detective license. Yeah, I never expected this. I'm fed up with the Detective Alliance's foolishness, but it's not so bad when I consider getting special treatment. Surprisingly optimistic about this. It spits. Ronkan, Totoro, Gaisek, I'm at Blue right now and these guys want to talk to you. Ah! It's the kids! It's been so long. Ishiki-sensei, Kamonohashi-san, working hard? And you guys, howdy. You all look well. Is Amamiya-san there, Ishiki-sensei? Amamiya-senpai? No, she's not here. Who's Amamiya-senpai, Hunter? I hear she's Ishiki-sensei's boss. I hear she's Ishiki-sensei's beautiful boss. Oh yeah, Hunter, what are you trying to do? Oh yeah, are you two dating? No, we're not. What are you saying, Alyssa-kun? Come to think of it, do you two have girlfriends? Hey, Marsh. No. Hey, Marsh, no, I don't. Me neither. But enough about that. What do you two want to talk about? The truth is, Nai hasn't been to school since last week. Nai-kun? We're worried, so we all went to Knight's house over the weekend, but we got turned away at the gate. Good grief. Was there any kind of sign that would explain his absence? He seemed down ever since the incident here. Yeah, like his head is in the clouds. Maybe the fact that his trusted classmate was a killer is eating at him. I don't think that's it. Knight is frustrated that he couldn't capture Billy Gochi, and he's been muttering weird stuff. Like what, Alyssa-kun? Like, Alice is coming! Alice is coming! Alice? At first I thought he mispronounced my name, so I asked him about it, but he kept quiet. Could it be? Ronkan, at last. Alice Variety is making her move! Let's go! The timing couldn't be perfect. Could be more perfect. I hope one of those fuckers that are on Team Alice, that are on the anti-Team Alice squad is a mole. I really want my point to be proven. I do. Because usually that's how it is with these things. Is there's usually a mole up in there. We've seen it time and time again. The best example of this is with, or I should say the most recent example that I could think of off the top of my head, is with Kengan. With Kengan, there's the organization called the Worm. And the Worm had their fingers in everything, in every government, everywhere. They had a mole there. And then obviously there was the Purge, and then the Death Dealers. And they reemerged as the Death Dealers. And yeah, the Death Dealers have their fingers everywhere now too. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I could see Alice doing the same thing. I'm just like, dude, you guys at the Detective Alliance are fucking stupid. And they probably that's probably who is influencing this. I'm calling that. Whose footsteps are echoing underground. And God, Amano, this art is beautiful. Alright, so this chapter is titled Target World Alliance Part 1. Ooh. There she is! Had enough yet? Had enough yet? Alice! Look down. Oh! My fingers? Found you. That's a jelly bean. Hi, Alice! Alice! A girl? You're Alice Variety! Yes, she's here! Alice! Alice! She's here! Let's go! We're not playing a guessing game right now. Woo! Harley, eat your fucking heart out! Alice is everything. I love her. I love her! Oh my god, I really am starting to think that Alice might take up the mantle of best female villain. She might. She actually might, because I was thinking because people have been talking about like best female villain in a manga right now. And I was thinking that, and people always bring up Makima and stuff like that. And we saw what Momoki was doing in Jujiko no Roken, and I was like, damn, is Momoki gonna take up that mantle? Is Momoki the best female villain? But no, I think Alice might be, because Momoki is a right hand woman. She not like boss female villain material. No, she's Kyo's right hand woman. Even though she does some really fucked up shit, mind you. But nah, I think Alice is probably gonna be the best female villain right now. She is. I love her. World Detective Alliance employees killed. Is this connected to the detective disappearances? This is, yeah. Alice Variety's involved. Yeah, Alice is back, baby. Does this mean she made a move like Nikon said? Looks like it, but it's odd. How did Nikon know about Alice? I thought we didn't tell the students about Billy Goji's true identity. Maybe he stole a peek at some of his father's classified info. His father? Nikon's family has held prominent positions in the World Detective Alliance for generations, and his father is a vice chairman, one of the Alliance's top 4. World Detective Alliance, HQ. Alright, so here we go. Please pardon my lateness, Chairman. World Detective Alliance Vice Chair? Oh, yeah. Ron was not kidding about that. Knight Braun Sr. That was a remarkable interview, Braun. Your warning struck fear into the hearts of people around the world. Well, the reality is that we're already in a dangerous situation. Indeed, the ones killed were no ordinary members. They were branch directors. The fact that they've been targeted these 15 individuals of rare talent who are capable of managing thousands of detectives means the culprit knows our weak points. So we got the World Detective Alliance chairman, Jamie Coxon. Oh my god, that name. And Vice Chair Olivia Tay. And the detectives in Germany, America, and Southeast Asia are in disarray after losing their branch directors. It's getting harder and harder to entertain Ron Kamonohashi's theory. And that's Vice Chair Morabova. It's getting harder and harder to entertain Ron Kamonohashi's theory. His theory, which is that Alice Moretti has suddenly reappeared and is pulling the strings. But there's no way a little girl could devise such a meticulous plan. Why are you underestimating her? This is the work of a seasoned expert. If you'd been in blue during the murders with that mindset, you would have been the first one dead. Yeah! Call them fuckers out! Your son was present at this scene, isn't that right? Yes, he was lucky. The investigation after the incident erased any doubt that Alice Moretti is alive. It's become clear that we must revise our thinking on this matter. Thank God! Thank God there's someone with brains there! Thank you! Even as a member of the M crime family, she's an irregularity who destroyed their entire organization. If you ask me, the one who awoke from her slumber is a demon. No shit, she is! That's why I said, I'm like, damn, people want to talk about Makima as the best female villain. I was saying Momoki might be the best female villain in manga and anime right now. No, even I was wrong. I think Alice is the best female villain right now. She is. Yuko was, you know what, to be fair, I was saying Yuko is a fucked up person. She is definitely up there in villainy. She is. She's done some really shitty things. She has, but they got nothing on her. They got nothing on Alice. Jesus. These branch director murders are happening in Asia now. Your former subordinate is in Japan, correct? Wasn't he the youngest one to be promoted to branch director? Kay Moore, an outstanding man. Yes, Bronson? Of course I realized. Thank you. The ones murdered were all Alliance branch directors? Oh no. Oh no. Kay, no! It's very likely you're a target as well. Be careful, Kay. It would be helpful to have the investigation file as a reference. What's the current situation? The chairman's special anti-Alice detective team is investigating in various countries. In our view, we're just one step away from finding Alice Moretti's base. That's quite a dream team. It doesn't sound like I need to be on guard. Don't get careless, Kay. Surely you jest, Bronson. Well, I'll send you the file later. I'll look forward to it. This number is in public. Oh, why so surprised, Kay? I'm your genius senpai after all. Ron! How do you have this number, Ron senpai? You're the one I least want to know it. I asked Kiku for it. I'm a detective under your jurisdiction, right? So there's no problem with him giving it to me. father over step 2. Let me be clear, you don't have a detective license, so you're not a detective. Even though I'm superior to any detective, then, there you go again. Did you call just to talk nonsense? Yeah, I'd love to keep talking nonsense. But whatever. Alice Moriarty has made her move. This time she seems to be targeting Alliance employees. She's formidable. But by not relying on me, the only one who could defeat her, you and the Detective Alliance are just reaping what you sowed. He is right! Ron is right! You guys are fucking stupid! You guys are getting the karma you deserve. You're fucking around and finding out. Good on Ron for saying this. No! Toto, he is right though. Hey, that's going too far. But no buts. The truth is Ron is worried about you, Kei-san, but this distrust from the Alliance is really, you two really are always together, huh? I'm busy, so come see me in 2 days. I messed up and gave me herbal tea. Yes! Let's play hide and seek. Hide and seek? Am I a target? No shit! The threat is closing in on Kay. Dude, I'm so excited! So Alice is back, bitch. She coming after Kiku-san. I'm glad that everything is tying into what we saw in 121. I'm glad I did a multi-chapter live reaction like this from 122 to 125. I'm very happy about that because now everything is tying together with 121. Also, I'm very happy that Alice is here. I love Alice. I do. I'm so happy we have a villain like her. Especially with the discussion that's been happening around sympathetic villains as of late. I want to say this because I said this with I said this with Kyo, and I said this with Momoki as well, and I said this with Dostoevsky. Because Dostoevsky is a fucking troll. Oh my god. Go read Bungo Stray Dogs. I swear, you will not regret it. And same with Seraph of the End in regards to Farad. The thing is that people have been bitching about, or people have been loving, is they're discovering, a lot more people are discovering the gray area and trying to make more sympathetic villains and all that. Here's the thing with Alice that I love so much about her as a villain. It's the same thing with Kyo, is with Alice, we thought with Alice that she was abused and all this in terms of her upbringing, and we thought she was dead, for fuck's sake. But no, she's alive. We don't know why she was, to an extent, we don't know why things went down the way they did. But no, she wasn't this sweet girl, just like with Kyo. Kyo, you see Kyo and you think he's like a sweet, adorable little kid when you first meet him. But nah, he's not. Kyo putting on an act. Just like Alice. Alice puts on an act. Like she's like a sweet girl. But she's not. She's a bitch. She's having fun doing what she's doing. I love it so much. I do. There's really no gray area with her. And she's manipulating everyone around her. I love it. I love when we get villains like this. I want to say that especially since I started covering manga on this channel, I think she's definitely the best female villain we've got. At least, definitely in a long time, if not since I've covered this channel, or since I've started covering manga. She's definitely one of the best, if not the best female villain. Oh my god, yeah. I know Momoki is, I said Momoki for sure. Momoki and her are definitely the best female villains. Oh, hands down. Rachel's just, you can make the argument about Rachel. Rachel's just a bitch, though. There's a difference between being a bitch and being a villain. Like, Alice is that villain. Makima, I know Makima is definitely up there. She is. But how Momoki and, I know Momoki's a right-hand woman, though. That's why I'm like, with Alice, she's like her own woman. She's her own villain. She's running shit. She's nobody's right-hand woman. No! She's her own woman. She's her own villain. And I love it. I love it. She's not taking orders from anybody. I love it. That's why I'm like, I'm sorry, Momoki, I love you. I think you're an amazing villain. But you're taking orders from Kyo. Alice not taking orders from anybody. And I love her. Oh my god, I love Alice so much. I love her. I love her. I do. Oh god, I do. Whether she was abused or not, and like people, because people want to say Azula is a sympathetic villain, and people should feel bad for her because of her being abused and all that when she's always been psychotic. That's what. That's like the best way to describe Alice. Alice is kind of like Azula in that way. But I still think that Alice is better than Azula because, as I said, she's her own villain. She's not being controlled by anyone. She's doing all this on her own. If that makes sense. She's running the fucking M family, for fuck's sake. This is so great. I love her. I do. Oh my god. We are getting so many great villains lately. We are. Like, they're being evil just because, not, I feel like just because is the wrong, well, Kyo, it's just because, and same with Dostoevsky, it's just because, in, like, their own twisted way, or complex twisted ways, there we go. It's not just because, they have their own complex villainy, if that makes sense. Alice, it's the same, that's where Alice is for me. She has her own complex villainy. She's a complex villain. Yes, she is a complex villain. And I love it. She's a twisted, complex villain like Kyo, like Farron, and like Dostoevsky. And I'm glad, and also Momoki too. I'm glad that we are getting complex villains that are sympathetic villains. I'm very, very, very happy with this. I'm very curious what you guys think of these chapters. What do you guys think about Alice as a villain? Do you think she's the best female villain in media? Let's expand this. In media, I actually do. I think she's the best female villain in media right now. I really do. With male villains, it's a little bit harder because you got 3 to contend with. As I said, with Kyo, Dostoevsky, and Farron. But female villainy, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that Alice is the best female villain right now. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more Ron content. A few ways you could do that: donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.